Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Strict Back with Daisy Delight, where I'm doing my very, very best to try and unpack the Sydney burlesque scene, one rhinestone at a time. And today, here with me, we have the absolutely fantastic Miss Full Cream Kitty. How are you going today?
Not too bad. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Long time listener. So excited to be here.
Literally, the pleasure is all mine. I've been wanting to have you on for a while, so I'm just like, yeah, dreams come true.
Too good to me.
Now, Kitty, now I call you Kitty, right? It's not Full Cream is not your first name, and I know we've been through this, but like, what do you prefer?
I do prefer Kitty.
Hey,
I always get this question. Uh, Kitty was always going to be my first name. I feel like I made it complicated putting the full cream at the beginning, but it just uh, you know, sounds so well that way. But I'm sorry to everyone if that confuses you.
no, Kitty makes total sense. I remember like literally I used to call you Full Cream, and then I was just like, why am I like this? Like Kitty makes much more sense. I went through a similar thing with 6 Inch Minx. I was like, is her name 6 Inch? No, like
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, I've been saying 6 inch to her. That's terrible. I need to reprocess all of this. But I do get full cream a lot. And you know what?
yeah.
Call me full cream, call me full, call me kitty. I'll take it.
Just as long as you're calling me, it's all good.
Yes, that's it.
Well, you have quite an impressive burlesque resume, if I dare say so myself. So, currently, you're teaching burlesque at Goddess Aerial Pole, and you've also performed with a number of amazing events like Chocolate and Cream, Backroom Dancers, Miss Piggies, and you were a competitor in the 2023 Apprentease competition.
Goodness, you've done your homework on me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I've done that much.
It's true, it's true. You're an accomplished lady.
Oh, well, I'm going to take that.
Well, if you're cool, do you want to just hop on into the questions?
Let's do it. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so what was your first ever exposure to burlesque?
So it was before I even, I think, realized what burlesque was. Years and years ago, it was Harry Potter burlesque.
Oh,
And yeah, yes, they actually brought it back last year, uh, which is amazing.
uh-huh.
It was like a full circle for me.
Oh.
Um, and it was in the basement of the Imperial. Yeah,
Cool.
incredible show. The Harry Potter lookalike, doing this sexy strip to the mirror. Oh,
Yes, yes. I think
yeah.
that I've seen this show, The Philosopher's Strip, right?
Yes, the Philosopher's Strip.
Yes.
That's the
That's
one.
so
Yes.
good.
I
So
feel like it
good.
planted a seed in me.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh my God, that would have been awesome. Because yeah, isn't that a Loopy Brendan Delahaye show?
Yes, yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. I encourage anyone to go and see it. But yeah, that was sort of my first proper exposure to it.
Mm.
And I just thought this is so much fun and like the variety on stage, like um there were so many people doing different kinds of acts. I didn't
Mm.
even know that this was possible in a performance setting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really feel like it planted that seed in me.
Mm, mm. And you were just like, yeah, I think that I could see myself doing this.
Yes, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Just
How
made me
long
feel
ago?
like I want to get my titties out. Absolutely.
How long ago was this?
Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm gonna say 6 years ago that
Yeah.
I went and saw this. Oh, definitely pre-COVID. Hmm.
Right, right. I see, I see. And did you start doing lessons like soon after that, or what was your trajectory?
So I started, I've been doing burlesque for about, oh my goodness, we're in 2025 now.
Okay.
Maybe 2 years I've been doing burlesque.
Oh,
But I actually started in pole. Pole dancing was my kind of segue to burlesque.
oh,
Yeah.
cool. So, like, are you an accomplished pole dancer then? Can you do like all the tricks?
Oh, absolutely not. I wish. I wish. I still do pole though.
Oh, nice.
I feel like it was that gateway for me. I had a real complex with taking off my pants. I didn't want to do it. But once I took the pants off, I feel like everything came off after it. So, yeah, it was a good segue that way.
Nice. That's so cool. What made you want to start doing pole?
Um, Mainly it was for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I was going through like a rough time, and this was just before COVID as well.
Yeah.
Um, but we won't talk about that time. Um, I just needed like a bit of fun in my life and something different. Like I was going to gyms and I just could never commit. Like,
Mm.
um, you know, props to people who go to the gym regularly. Kudos to you. I just have a big fear of commitment when it comes to them, and I get so bored so easily. I was like, I just need something with a little bit more zazz, and pole was that for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
I don't understand how some people can go to the gym. Like I get that like some people are like really into lifting weights and personal bests and all that, but I'm like you. I also get really bored and I'm just like where are the sparkles?
Yes, exactly. Give me the rhinestones, give me
Yeah.
the jazz fingers, give me the gags. Love it. Need it.
So how long were you doing pole before you started burlesque then?
I think 2020 or at the end of 2019 is when I kind of built up that courage to go.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So
Hmm.
were you doing classes first for burlesque?
Ah, actually, burlesque was sort of came into my life kind of strangely,
Oh, okay.
because it was always pole before that.
Yeah.
Um, and I would I had done a lot of pole competitions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yes. Like I thought, oh, well, I kind of like the idea of performing. I have this wonderful teacher. She's so supportive of me.
Mm,
She'd be like, just do it. Just go and perform.
yeah.
Put your name down for a competition. So I did competition after competition.
Mm.
And then people would come up to me and say, have you heard of burlesque? Like, maybe you should look into burlesque. I don't know if it was my face, like I have a real like cheesy face. And yeah,
You
so
do
that's
give great face.
yeah, it's just terrible sometimes when I watch back videos.
Man. So you were
Yeah.
literally scouted pretty much at a pole competition. You're just like, hey, burlesque might be good for you.
Yes, yes, definitely. I don't know if they were trying to kick me out or something, saying should go to burlesque, but yeah, people would say you should really look into this, especially as I really enjoyed getting my titties out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with some pole competitions, they can be quite conservative.
Yeah.
And you have to cover everything up. It has to be very professional. And I felt like that just wasn't me, and I needed more freedom to get everything out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's really surprised me quite a bit about pole competitions actually. Like you know Exotic Venus, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, 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 my chaos sister. So like she used to like bring me along to like pole competitions that she was doing and stuff like that. And I would like watch her and I would be so amazed that like she would pretty much be the only one that got her tits out. Like it was quite rare. Like it isn't really a thing that
It
happens.
is,
Hey.
yes. It's sort of strange at the moment. Pole is sort of taking a bit of a commercial turn.
Yeah.
Um, But I really think we need to always be looking back to its roots and appreciating, the sex worker culture that it originated from. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's sort of a funny thing to make pole conservative. But yeah, I guess that's why I turned to burlesque.
It. So so did you sign up for a performance first or did you do troops or what was your path from that moment onward?
I did one show. Do you remember Sky Sirens?
Yes, I remember
Yes,
Sky
yes.
Siren. Yes.
Missed that place.
Oh,
Um, They had a show called Glory Box, and it
Ah,
was my first ever paid performance.
oh,
And
cool.
I thought, oh, maybe I can sort of do a little bit half and half. Like it was half pole. Uh, I made this stool with fingering fingers. Terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. Um, and yeah, after doing that, it kind of made me think, well, maybe I should take a burlesque class.
Mm-mm.
And I knew of Gina Sterling,
Oh, yes, yes.
a fantastic performer. You know, anyone who doesn't know who she is, please look her up. I
Mm,
can't recommend her enough.
yeah.
Very sad that we've kicked her out of Australia, but I hope she comes back. Um, her classes were just amazing, and it really made me realize, well, I don't know anything about burlesque and I need to start learning. And in my true fashion, because I only sort of knew about competitions, I
Mm,
actually signed up to do the Apprentease in 2023
love it.
without not having much knowledge. So I really threw myself in the deep end there.
Play, play. I did something very similar when I was in The Apprentice. I'd only ever done one solo before, and I was just like, ha ha, hello. Like,
Crazy. Why do we do that to ourselves?
I don't know. But was it a really good experience for you as well?
Yes, definitely. Just seeing other people's creative processes and being able to connect to a community as well.
Mm,
Like a lot of the performers that I was in the 2023 competition with, I still, speak to them to this day, and we see each other at shows or we might meet up. It's so lovely. Like it really creates that community. Mm.
yeah, it really, really would. Because what, that was the year that Victory won, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Love Victory Von Duchess. She is
so
an
good.
absolute icon.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And just seeing another plus size person win a competition, which is actually quite rare in pole competitions.
Ah,
That was like just such a big inspiration to me and made me feel like, well, I'm on the right path. Like I can do this. Like there's a space for my body.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there and I do love that about burlesque is that yeah there are like I mean of course we could be more diverse like definitely 100% but like I
Mm.
think that there are so many like plus size queens out there just like taking the world by storm and it's just so beautiful to see.
Yes, like that's really, I think, what has attracted me to burlesque is like it's such an inclusive community. Like it
Mm,
doesn't matter what gender you are,
no,
doesn't matter what size you are, there's a space for you, and we want it, and we want to see what art you produce in it.
yeah,
Mm,
absolutely 100% like
yeah,
everyone's welcome at the glittery table.
absolutely.
So how did you get your burlesque name?
Well, I first wanted to be called Thunder Thighs. Um,
Oh, I love that.
terrible. And I asked a few people and they're like, no, absolutely hate it. Don't use it. Um, and then I was like, well, maybe I should reflect a bit on like what I kind of want to express about myself.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to be a kitty girl. Um, Obsessed with Catwoman growing up.
Yeah.
Um, I read this manga when I was a teenager called Tokyo Mew Mew, and like there were these cute girls who would like transform into these cats and like save the city. It
Oh,
was just, it really, I don't know why, it got me in the feels.
yeah.
And I really believed if I grew up, I could become a kitty girl myself. But, when I realized that, I'm like, well, I've got to create a different kind of kitty for myself. I can still be a kitty.
Mm,
So with that name, it kind of gives me, I guess, that expression. Like, I really love cats' personalities as well.
yeah.
They can be so sassy,
Mm,
and they're going to give you attention when they want to give you attention, and
yeah.
like they do not give an F about what you feel. So I was like, I need that courage for myself.
Yeah.
Um, and then the full cream part, there's no other way to say it, but I've got big titties, so it just made sense. Full cream kitty.
That's so good. Why is it? I feel like a lot of people that I ask that question to now, they'll have like a really, really deep meaning for one part of the name, and the other
Yes,
it's just like, yep, and I like this, or blah blah blah, or I've got big tits. Like
yeah, that's it.
it's so
I,
good.
I always think it's like good to have half and half. Like I'm
Yeah.
really not a serious person, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think the full cream part really highlights that.
And it's so quirky too. Like you don't forget a name like Full Cream Kitty.
Yes, actually, when I had it, when I created this name, I was like, oh, maybe I should have had a first and a last name. But as I've kind of developed this character for myself more, I'm like, no, this is it. There's no going back. She's full cream kitty.
Yeah.
No oat, no skim, full cream.
I love it. So what was your first ever solo act then?
Oh, it was for a pole competition actually.
Mm.
And it was an online pole competition during that first year of COVID where we were all stuck at home.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think about it very much, to be honest with you. Um, it's wild that I did that, and like I invited my family to watch me, strip online. It's just crazy. But yeah, I think that was the first time that was my first solo performance. Mm.
That's so curious to me that it was an online poll competition. How do they even go about that? Do you need to like have an X poll at home or something or like
Yes, yeah. So you needed a poll at home, which coincidentally, I just happened to acquire one
oh my
before
God.
lockdown. And so I was like, well, I've got this poll and I should try to keep active during this time. So I'm just going to put my name down for a competition. And my pole teacher, she gave me really good advice for anyone who's ever thinking about performing. She's like,
Mm.
it's a few minutes of your life, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, that's it. I just got to try it out. And yeah, you need a good internet connection, let me tell you.
Oh
Um,
God. Wouldn't you? Because is it like a live stream or like
yeah, live stream.
oh,
It's crazy that we could do that back then. And actually there wasn't any hiccups and it was so fun to watch it. Mm.
mm. Yeah, no, it would. Like, and could you watch everyone else's as well?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, so it's like a fun little like sort of like live show almost from the comfort of your own home.
Definitely, yes. And then I guess the strangest thing was like doing that as like a live performance and not having an audience, and then going to have an audience after COVID. It was such a transition.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, like, not getting the feedback would be kind of jarring, right?
Yes, yeah. And just
Absolutely.
being able to hear people cheer for you, you're like, oh, I'm not used to this much noise.
So, what about your first ever burlesque routine?
I think The Apprentice
Wow.
was my first burlesque routine,
I
which is
love that.
crazy,
I love that.
crazy.
Which routine did you enter with?
I entered with it was all about this demon.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was this demon who would take whatever I wanted, and I guess my concept was I'd lure you in with my titties because that's my number one gag. Um,
All
what a
about the
dream job.
titties.
Yeah, when I think back and I'm like, uh, my concepts and narratives have gotten a lot better since then, and I really threw myself in the deep end, being like, yeah, I'm just going to do The Apprentice. I know what burlesque is. And then I take a Gina Sterling class. I'm like, oh, I don't know what burlesque is, and now I've committed to this. So, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to just throw yourself in the deep end.
Like genuinely, yes. I mean, like I'm biased because I did the same thing as you, but I'm
Yes,
very
yes. There's a trend going on here.
yeah, but I'm very much in the same mindset because I think that you can like and ah over things being perfect for
Yes.
ages and then just not do anything as a result.
Oh,
It's just like may as well just do it while it's imperfect, and at least you're doing
yeah,
something. Like,
absolutely. And honestly, I feel like that was my biggest challenge for myself
mm,
is I was always so indecisive and was always umming and ahhing about things and like I'd go and see things and be like, oh, I'd really like to like to try that out, but I don't have the courage to do that.
mm,
And something in me just snapped, and I was like, well, what am I waiting for? I'm not getting any younger. Um, I just got to try things. I just got to put myself out there and try it and see if I like it.
mm.
Yeah. And this is stuck, still with me to this day.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look, we're all very glad that you did stick with this, that's for sure.
Oh.
I am for certain. I mean, like, I'm sure we'll touch on this later in the podcast, but like your Venus flytrap act is like it's so burned in my memory. I
Oh,
love it
really?
so much. It's so good. Like you're so fun to watch, and you're funny and you're
Oh.
witty. Like, yeah, you're just a powerhouse.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know what? Whenever I create routines, I just have this thing where I just want to make things fun. Like
Yeah.
burlesque is so much fun, and I want to contribute to that. And even if I've got to be a sexy fool, I'll do it.
Exactly. And you do it so well.
Aw. You're too good to me.
So what's your favorite act that you've ever done then? Is it Feed Me Seymour or is it something else?
Well, I feel like at the moment I have this routine that I call private eyes because it's to Hall and Oates private eyes.
Yeah.
Um, it was meant to be a classic burlesque routine. I was like, I need to do something sexy. I need to do something classic, a classic burlesque strip. That's what the people want.
Mm.
And then I was driving in the car and I heard Hall and Oates private eyes. And I thought, I'm gonna stick eyeballs on my titties. And it's honestly one of my favorite routines because it has a lot of this really uncomfortable eye contact.
Yeah.
And if you're in the splash zone, you're copping that. And sometimes I feel, especially coming from pole and performing pole,
Mm.
um, it's so trick based and it's like one thing after another, this trick, that trick, down on the floor. With this routine, I really slowed things down a lot. And it's all about just enjoying that uncomfortable silence and eye contact. And I just love that. It's a little bit consensual bullying as well, which I love.
If you're sitting in the front row, that's basically
Oh,
consenting to anything happening.
absolutely. Yes. If you've bought a ticket to the splash zone,
Yeah.
prepare to be splashed.
That's so much fun. Where have you performed that?
Oh, good question. I did it for one of the chocolate and cream shows. I believe it was the US Gay.
Hell yeah.
Um, and what was it called? I performed it a few times actually. Just she's getting a bit old and the memory's a bit rusty. Um, Emmeline Spankhurst, she runs a show. I just can't remember the name of it, but I performed it for her show as
Oh,
well,
bite
and
size.
for Miss Piggy's too.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Mm,
Very good. Oh, that's awesome. I need to see this because it sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah, absolutely. Sit up the front so I can have some lovely eye contact with you.
Eye contact from what eyes though?
Yeah, wow. You have to come and find out.
I love it. So, what has been your biggest on-stage fail? It can be in pole or burlesque or anything. What's
Oh,
something that didn't happen to plan?
I have so many on stage fails. I am a self-confessed sloppy bitch sometimes. From titties falling out. I've had a donut stuck up my bum that was meant to fall out. Yeah. Um, recently, at the end of last year, I was performing for Junipero.
Oh yeah.
And at the end, um, it was I had whipped cream and I was going to put whipped cream on the top of my titties. Everything has to go back to the titties.
Yeah.
And I was walking over to someone so they could have, a bit of cream.
Hmm.
And they were just so visibly drunk. Um,
Oh.
Once they realized, what I was offering and they were going in for the cream, it had melted it.
Oh
And
no.
it slid off my chest and just fell all over the ground. And when she realized that there was no cream there, she was so sad.
Oh,
It was terrible. I feel, and sorry to whoever cleaned that up. I'm really sorry.
that's the funny thing about club nights, hey, is that they can have you on at like all hours of the night and people
Oh,
are like
absolutely.
different levels of wasted.
Yes, and this was at 1 o'clock in the morning,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I really didn't think it through. I thought, yeah, people will want to have a bit of cream at this time in the morning. They need a bit of a snack to keep going. But yeah, too drunk to notice.
That's so bloody funny. Oh my God. How fun is Junipero as well?
I
Like, such a
love
good
it.
good night.
Such a good night, such a great community. Everyone is there for themselves and just to have fun. Love it. Would
Yeah.
go back in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. I was there the other night just as a civilian with Maeve Loveless and we were just like, this is the best night. Like
Yes, it really pops off.
it really
Such a good night.
so what has been your favorite costume that you've ever worn?
I have a new act that I've performed a few times,
Mm.
and it's sort of my favorite because it's the first time I've sewed anything. And when I say sew, I mean, I bought a pre-made dress and I had to expand it because I was a little bit too thick. But I did the expanding myself and I feel so proud of that.
Well done.
Um, and it's a policewoman outfit. Yeah.
I've seen photos of you in
Yeah.
there.
Yes, I debuted it at Backroom Dancers last year.
Oh, hot. Also, Backroom Dancers ripper shows. They are incredible. So
Oh my
good.
goodness. I can't recommend them enough. Like if you haven't gone to one of their shows, get the tickets to the next show immediately. It is the best night, such a supportive environment. And then they raise money for SWAP, I believe.
Mm.
And it's many of the performers are sex workers, so you can like see a whole different performative side as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, incredible. It's an
absolutely.
incredible night.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, yes, no, I remember I went to see Mixed Show Babe and I
Oh,
was
yes,
just
I saw you
yes,
there.
we were sitting on the same table.
Best night ever. So glad you guys were there and I could sit with you.
Oh my God, like seriously, like I just like I mean like I already had so much respect for strippers and stuff, but like coming out of that I'm just like, bitch, these girls perform for like
Mm.
15 minutes at a
Yes,
time. There's a full strip tease in there. They do pole tricks, sometimes they set themselves on fire. It's like they do
absolutely.
everything. Excuse me. Like,
They work so, so hard. And a 15-minute feature show or a 15-minute set on stage is nothing for them. You know, it's what they're used to. And they work so hard to put on such a fun show for everyone.
yeah,
Incredible. MX Show Babe, love it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need to go back next year. This year. It's 2025 already.
Christ, how did that happen? But back to your policewoman act. So, did you have fun performing it for that crowd? And did you get lots of tipping dollars as well?
So the tipping is at the end.
Oh,
Um, but it was quite a different turn for me. A real slow song. Um, it was like a neo-noir policewoman kind of feel, but pure stupidity. It involved like a fake bag of cocaine, donuts, uh, and actually, it was the first time that I was nude on stage, so it was
wow.
like a really big move for me in terms of like confidence. Uh
Yeah.
Now you know what? I'm just gonna start doing nude shows.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like this community it's just pushing me to get everything off.
Love that. And that's massive as well, especially coming from like what you said at the beginning where you didn't even want
Mm,
to take off your pants. Like
yeah,
that's huge growth.
absolutely. Yes, the confidence that the community has given me and like just have an appreciation for different body types and what different people can offer. It's just so wholesome.
That's really beautiful. I love
Mm.
that. Oh. So, what is your signature move, do you reckon, when you're on stage?
Well, if you come to see my show, you're gonna see this because I think I put it in every routine.
Hmm.
But I do a middle split pull through. So
Oh,
I have really good hip flexibility. So if you can imagine sitting in a middle split and then maybe sitting in pike and then your legs go I guess is it horizontally and then back. Think about a clock.
okay.
Yes. But your legs are going in opposite directions. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that's my signature move, I feel. I remember I was at a show and Victory Von Duchess was in the crowd
Yeah.
and I pulled out that move and afterwards she's like, I've seen you do that move a few times now. She's like, I will never get sick of it. So
Icon.
always an impressive move to pull out.
I love it. Look, anyone who can do the freaking splits is a superstar in my book.
Oh,
So anything in addition to that, I'm just like, oh, give them a
yeah.
medal.
And you know what? If you can't do a split, there is always a fake split and it looks just as impressive and not so much of a strain on the body. So, highly recommend it. A cheeky jazz split, I think they call it.
Jazz split. Okay, I need to
Mm.
start YouTubing tutorials on that.
Because you
No,
think about burlesque is all about illusion as well. So, don't ever feel bad if you can't do a full split, fake split. You're just expressing what burlesque is, adding to the illusion.
that's actually a really good point. I
Mm.
love that. I'm going to use that next time someone's like, "Oh, you're not flexible." I'm like, "Well,
Well, see this jazz split right now, but of course, get them to stand at a certain angle so it's most
yeah."
effective.
Oh man. So, who would you say is your biggest influence when it comes to dance or pole or just performance in general?
Oh my goodness, I have so many influences. Um, I go to so many shows. Um, I've seen so many performers. I feel like we're so lucky to have such a wonderful community in Sydney.
Yeah.
Um, Mama Medusa, Demon Derriere,
Yeah.
Whiskey Falls, Baja, Rose Royce, incredible showgirl, Bella
Yeah.
Lausch, Jess Thunder, On Your Bones, Gina Sterling, Betty
Yeah.
Bombshell. Oh my, there's too many, too many.
Yeah. We're spoiled for choice, aren't we?
We truly are. Honestly, I feel like Gina Sterling and Betty Bombshell really influence me personally as a performer.
Mm.
Um, just their crowd interaction and
Yeah.
their presence on stage. Whenever I see them perform, I think, "Ah, I want that for me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Absolutely. Like I think that like someone like, Betty, like she's just so good at just like holding a room just by existing and it's like
absolutely, yes. I think I watched Gina Sterling at Heart Review last Valentine's,
uh-huh.
and she got the crowd like in this clap off, like who's gonna cheer louder for her. I'm like, the way to command people to do that,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. That's iconic, like
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
Like bursting the audience against themselves, but the ultimate winner is her.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Oh, yeah. And she got me screaming, so much so that the people that was with, they're like, please, just tone it down just a little bit. Like, it was that loud.
So, do you have any advice for new performers?
The best advice I have ever gotten, it's not just with performing, but for life overall,
Mm,
is to not take life too seriously.
mm,
I always think about just to get a little bit technical here, the verb definition of burlesque, it's to parody, to
mm,
imitate, like absurd, comically exaggerated. And I feel like I really take that on board. Like, because it's so easy to tell yourself, oh, you have to be sexy, you have to do it this way, it's steps one, two, three, but it's not set in stone,
mm,
Don't take it too seriously. Do it your way. Have fun. Be absurd. Why not?
mm,
And the other thing I would say is just do it. I
mm,
feel like I waited too long. Like I'm in my 30s now. I think I really started sort of investigating burlesque when I was 30.
mm.
Um, yeah, don't let your brain get in the way. Just do it. Learn along the way. Throw yourself in the deep end. Apply for the apprentice.
Yeah.
Why not?
Moral of the story, apply for the
Yes.
apprentice guide.
And honestly, like the best way to learn about burlesque, be a part of the community.
Yes.
Go to the shows, follow your favorite performers, comment on their posts, simp over them. Why not? Um, Practice with people, go to the workshops, being a part of the community is just so important and you meet such wonderful people. I always think there's solidarity in meeting other people who enjoy getting their titties out for fun.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and actually, sorry, there's so much.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm reading a book at the moment. It's called Horrible Prettiness about where sort of burlesque started in the States. Um, and there's this quote that I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks, and it says, "But burlesque refused to be pinned down,
Mm,
to a specific genre.
mm,
There's people just exploring any kind of subject. It might be performative, it might be comedy, it might be classic, burlesque doesn't get pinned down. So, you know, we should keep adding to that and keep expanding, what burlesque can be. It's so exciting.
oh, I love that. It really is. Hey.
It really is. Yes. That's the one thing I love about going to a show is you just never know what you're going to get. And it's so special because you're invited in to see how someone else thinks and how someone else reacts to something. I love it. Ah!
Beautiful. Also, that sounds like an amazing book. What was that called again?
Horrible prettiness.
Horrible Prettiness. Okay, I'm gonna look that up after this because
Yes.
that sounds like a good read. I need to like get more brushed up on like burlesque history and stuff, so that sounds awesome.
Maybe we need to start a burlesque book club, maybe.
That would be cute as fuck. I would be so down, genuinely.
Yes, actually, now that I've said it, we need this. Why not? Yes, add more to the
Manifesting.
community.
I love it. All right, so we're going towards the end of the show, which is just crazy. But for before we like head off and say our goodbyes, I want to know: is there someone else in the scene right now who's doing something awesome that you want to spotlight?
Oh, there's too many. There's too many. Look, definitely, as we said before, Backroom Dancers can't
Mm,
recommend this show enough. And they raise money for such a great cause. Um, love uh Cook Chooks. Bella Lausch runs that show. She does so much for the community. Highly recommend. And also Chocolate and Cream.
mm.
If you're queer and you
Yes.
haven't been to this show, you're missing out. These
Oh,
two, Cyrus and Cupid, they put so much effort into their shows. It's always such a good night. And yeah, there's so many amazing people in this community. I wish I could list everyone's names. Um, but maybe a little special mention to Midnight May. I know that she's making plus size friendly costumes for the Burly Babes. So got to give a bit of recognition there, I think.
Hell yeah. And
Yes.
she's working on her lingerie brand too, which is so
Yes.
exciting.
Oh, please. Can't come soon enough. I need it.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, now it's the self-promo time. Is there anything that you are currently working on?
Yes, I am heading to Perth at the end of this month, for a show called Down with the Thickness for Perth Fringe.
Oh,
I'm so excited. Like, it's such an honor to be a part of this show with other amazing plus size burly babes and performers. So I can't wait. And Mardi Gras, you'll see me everywhere. I've got I think Dicadelic, Mover and Junipero, um, a few other things in the
oh,
pipeline. But yeah, yeah.
wait, are you performing at the Girl Thing Marty party?
Oh, no. Oh,
Oh,
maybe.
well,
Actually,
is that the one that Junipero is doing? I don't know, but I know that I'm going to a Junipero Mardi Gras party, and I'm like, oh my God, are you going to be there?
it might be that one. I think they're calling it Free to be Fruity, which I love.
Ooh.
But yeah, you'll catch me there for sure.
Oh yeah, I will find you.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Kitty. I've had an awesome time.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this so much. I love what you do, and this all adds to the community, and I can't thank you enough for it.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. Well, I know that I'm going to see you around the scene sometime soon.
Definitely. We've got to catch a show together.
Yes. Until then, goodbye.
Right. See you.